Hi, this is NCW, and today I'm going to be showing you the proper way to cut down a small tree with an axe. Today I'll be using the Gransfors Bruks small forest axe, so stay with us. Okay, so first off we're going to talk about a few safety things. You want to make sure that you have no small branches or anything sticking up here around your tree that you're going to cut, and then you're going to want to clear everything out of the way so you don't trip on anything. Get all the leaves and stuff out of the way so you can get good traction. And then you're going to do your lean assessment. You're going to see which way the tree's leaning. So you're going to get down here at the base and you're going to look up. And you're going to go all the way around this tree and see which way it's leaning the most. Now down here at the bottom, it's leaning slightly this way, but we're probably going to be able to get it to fall that way, straight that way. So I'm going to unsheath my axe, stick that in my pocket so I don't lose it, and then we're going to start chopping. And when you chop, you want to do a front cut, a notch, and then you're going to come around here on the back side and you're going to do a back cut, which is going to be slightly higher than your first cut, so it'll have a pivot point. So we're going to get good firm ground. We're going to start our cut. And you see a lot of people doing the common one swing, one swing, one swing, one swing, and that's good, but it's okay to be hitting it more than once one way or the other, and you can get good chips out of it. Okay, so now we have our nice front cut. It's nice and triangular and square right here where it's going to be pivoting. And now we have to start on the back cut right here. Now we're going to want it just slightly higher than this one so it will pivot this way. And when it does, it's going to fall. And remember, as you're chopping, some of these trees may be dead, and you're going to want to make sure that these limbs aren't loose and going to fall on you. Now we're going to start on our back cut, just slightly higher than the front cut. We're going to slightly just open this cut up as we go, making it bigger and bigger. And then we're going to check and see how it's leaning, and continue. And here it goes, and then you want to back up. And that's the tree on the ground. Okay, so now we're going to go over the limbing process of this tree. So when you're limbing, one of the main dangers of limbing is limbing on this side of the tree. because it could glance and then you have an axe in your leg. The way they do it in the Forest Service is you always limb on the opposite side. So you're going to come over here to this side and you're going to take that limb off. And then you're going to go on down. And if there's limbs on this side, you can go over here. Take one off here, put it out of the way. Like that. And then you make sure you get your chips off because that could cause a glance. Okay, so we've got our tree limbed, but as you can see, the limbs are on the ground, and we got to clean it up. We don't want to leave we want to leave the woods better than we found it. So we're going to clean up the limbs, throw them on the brush pile. Some people might even use it as kindling, but I got plenty of kindling right now, so I'm just going to put it on the brush pile. Do a little composting with the ash. Make you a nice clean brush pile. Be efficient in your work, pick up more than one stick at a time. Okay, so I'm not going to waste this little stump right here. We're going to come back with a hacksaw. We're going to take it off at the ground, but it's a lot safer to cut it up waist high than it is down low. You're less likely to drive your axe into the dirt on accident, and you're less likely to cut yourself. Now we're going to talk about processing the log as a whole. When you're doing this, you want to, instead of cutting like this and risking a glance off, you want to, as you swing, bend your knees and come down level with the log. So come down, level with the log. I'm going to clear some branches out of the way. We should be good to go. So we're going to start processing this log. Slowly widening our cut every swing. May start to roll on you. Just ease it back. Okay, we have us a nice V right here. We're going to flip it over now and come at it from the other side. We have us a nice big V. So we're going to take the log, we're going to roll it, and come from the other side. Shouldn't take long to get through it from the other side now. Okay, so we have our log now processed into shorter logs. and it's ready to be transported. So we're going to cut it into firewood and kindling. Hang with us for a minute. Welcome back, guys. So I'm just going to talk shortly here a minute on processing logs with the use of rope. And this one right here that I use the most, I keep a little loop in it because if I'm processing bigger logs, I have log dogs that go on each side, and then a hitch on the back that you hook it to, and then I tie it to the back of a four-wheeler or something, and I pull it out. But this right here, it's easy. You can just pull it with one hand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tie a simple timber hitch. You're going to come down here, this end right here. You're going to wrap it around, get you plenty of rope, kind of pull it tight, and then you're just going to wrap it around. And that right there is going to act like sandpaper, and it's going to grip to that log. And that way, it'll grip onto it, and it'll hold onto that knot, and won't go nowhere. And then you can come up here, and you can do a simple loop like that, and that'll hold the log up off the ground, mostly, so as to which it doesn't hook on stumps. And there it is. So we're going to just take this up to the wood pile. Okay guys, so we've got all of our log up at the kindling and firewood pile. Now we're going to cut the stump off at the ground so it's not in the way. We're going to take our hacksaw. We're just going to start a back cut. You want it nice and smooth so that you don't bind it. And then you can get faster. Okay, there we go. We've processed ourselves a tree for firewood and kindling with our hacksaw and our Gransfors Bruks axe. Okay guys, I hope you learned something today on cutting down a tree with an axe and the safety precautions you need to take. But I wanted to talk a minute about the Gransfors Bruks small forest axe. It really is quite the chopper. Gransfors Bruks in Sweden does a great job with it. I got mine at Gransfors Incorporated in Somerville, South Carolina, and their website's gransfors.us, and they do a fine job. Everything's handcrafted, handles hand carved, heads hand forged. It comes with this fantastic leather sheath, a Scandi grind on it. It's quite fantastic. I want to get a little close up for you to see this grind. And this is after a few weeks of use. I've used it on and off, cutting kindling and trees and stuff, and it's still razor sharp. Like when I got it, it would shave your arm hairs. And it's just a fantastic little axe. It's I think like $100 to $125 on the website, and you can get it shipped right to you. And it's the perfect size. It's a 19-inch handle, I believe, and I just wanted to talk about that a minute because they do such a good job, and I really appreciate what they do, because it's not often you can find good quality handmade tools like this anymore. So see you next time on NCW.